What's up, geeks and gamers? It's Jeremy coming to you with another video, and today we are talking about Christopher Nolan, his upcoming film TENET, and the highly anticipated Wonder Woman 1984. Now, if you are fairly new to the channel, you may not be aware of this, but people that have watched the channel for a while know I'm a mega Christopher Nolan fan. I love his films. I love him as a filmmaker. I love the fact that he is not willing to compromise on his vision for anything, and I love the fact that he is powerful enough where studios can't tell him what to do. He absolutely, positively will not compromise, and that is one of the many reasons that I appreciate him as a filmmaker. Well, TENET was scheduled for a July release, and obviously theaters have shut down, studios have moved off of their dates, everyone is scrambling trying to figure things out, and here is Christopher Nolan sitting there absolutely, positively dedicated to this July release date for his film TENET. And it is a beautiful thing to see this guy still be committed and passionate and not willing to compromise, even facing something like this. And his decision, maybe not completely his decision, but the decision to release TENET also ties into Wonder Woman 1984. So let's talk about it. Now, here we are on the Washington Post. The fate of the summer movie season rests on one Christopher Nolan film. How his new film TENET is seen as a test of whether and how Americans can return to movie theaters after the shutdown. And it talks about quarantines and all this stuff, yada, yada, yada. The studio is pressing ahead with the release plans for TENET, the mysterious and much-anticipated new movie from Inception director and proven moneymaker Christopher Nolan. Executives are making plans to open the movie wide across the United States as scheduled on July 17th during the shutdown situation. They're going through all the paces of a big summer release. Despite many reasons, a successful rollout may not be remotely possible. If TENET doesn't come out or doesn't succeed, every other company goes home, said a marketing executive from a rival studio. So everything is weighing on the shoulders of TENET. And I think that makes Nolan happy. I think he loves the fact that the industry is relying on his film. I think he relishes in that moment, which is something all of the greats do. All of the greats that we've ever seen love these types of situations, and Christopher Nolan finds himself in the perfect situation right now. Now, again, it won't ultimately be his decision to release this film. I mean, he can be as dedicated as he possibly wants, but there are things that are out of his control and the studio's control that are ultimately going to make that final decision. I hope that TENET does release. Now, we get into a little bit more down here. So it says Nolan and Warner Brothers both declined to comment on the story, but those with the knowledge of the plans describe how the studio is moving forward, yada, yada, yada. And then it says, if TENET were to sputter because of the pandemic, it would squander an important opportunity for Warner Brothers, which spent as much as $200 million on the film, and it's been counting on it as a centerpiece of 2020's profit strategy. But Warner Brothers executives privately believe their situation is different. Nolan has an unprecedented track record in modern Hollywood. Known for directing the massively profitable Dark Knight Batman movies, his other films have become eye-catchers, other original concepts that succeed at a franchise level. Nolan's last three non-Batman movies, Inception, Interstellar, and Dunkirk, have collectively grossed more than $2 billion in theaters worldwide, making him the most bankable director brand in the past decade. Like Steven Spielberg in an earlier era, moviegoers buy tickets simply because of his name on the film. If his films have shown a new path in previous summers, they disprove tropes about original stories, about character-driven superheroes, and about period movies. Why Warner Brothers executives wonder, can't he do it again? Some theater owners, though, say appetite may not be enough when capacity is so limited. And I totally understand that. I mean, these are all great points, and I don't know exactly what the answer is. Now, Wonder Woman 1984 says Wonder Woman 1984 will be delayed until December if TENET moves out of July. So if TENET moves off of this date, then Wonder Woman gets delayed to December. Warner Brothers could postpone 1984 until December if the studio decides to give the August 14th release date to Christopher Nolan directed TENET. So This is all tied together. Sources close to Deadline report Warner Brothers requires at least 80% of the world's theaters to open for Tenet to stay on its July 17th release date. Domestically, that requirement includes Los Angeles, San Francisco, New York, which can represent 25% of the film's gross opening weekend at the box office. Tenet cost a reported $200 million. Requires 3,500 domestic theaters to open at 30,000 plus screens worldwide. Yada, yada, yada. And right here, Tenet star Robert Pattinson says every country they filmed in had action set pieces that felt like the climax of a normal movie. And there's no time travel in the film. There's no time travel in the film. We don't know a lot about Tenet. We do know that it has Nolan, and he loves to play with time. He loves to manipulate time and things like that. But we don't know the full context of this film. I'll be honest, I'm not sure Nolan loves the fact that Robert Pattinson said that, but maybe he did. Nolan is very secretive when it comes to his movies, so I'm not totally sure that Nolan is happy about that being released, but it is what it is. Robert Pattinson did it, and we'll have to see. Now, Tenet hopefully will release on July 17th. We'll see. Time will tell. But I do not think that the decision fully lies within Christopher Nolan's hands or Warner Brothers. We're going to have to see. But I do appreciate the fact that he is staying completely dedicated to the idea of Tenet releasing in theaters at the given time that they originally planned for it to release. And then obviously that's going to tie into Wonder Woman 1984, which I'll be honest, there are some concerns surrounding that movie. I love the first Wonder Woman movie. Gal Gadot completely proved me wrong. Patty Jenkins completely proved me wrong. I walked into that movie not thinking it was going to be good, and I walked out of it completely blown away. I've seen it multiple times since then, and I absolutely love it. The third act falls a little bit weak, but not that bad. Overall, fantastic film, and Gal Gadot is Wonder Woman. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think? Do you think Tenet's going to come out? Do you think Tenet's going to be able to push back Wonder Woman 1984 because it's going to move off its release date? If theaters open in July 17th, are you willing to go see Christopher Nolan's Tenet if it does happen? Let me know. You guys have a great day. Thank you very much for checking out this video. Solo lost money. Raylos are weird. Fuck Naughty Dog, and we will talk to you later.